Please draw the same buff. Rob and Sandra, please be on the same team so we can watch this magic happen. Okay, now, first thing I want to talk about, usually I go down this list and I go one by one and I talk about who had their best game, but I want to stop for a moment and talk about what we just witnessed on Edge of Extinction. What Natalie, Ethan, Amber, and Danny just achieved. Now, you always hear that saying, you can do anything if you put your mind to it. Well, that's just a myth, really. It's just a saying, unless you actually achieve that. And I'll tell you a story about me once and why they broke down after they did that challenge. Why Natalie cried and why Amber cried. And it's like after the season 19, after I did that challenge of picking up that wood and running it back and forth, I was exhausted. My stomach was contracting. I was throwing up. You didn't see that part of it. I was exhausted. I can remember thinking, I can't do this. I remember the last piece of wood that Jeff said you can't row, and I had to inch it every step of the way. I remember thinking, man, you're not going to be able to do this. And immediately something took over in my mind saying, you have to. Your kids are watching. Like, that's what I heard in my head. So I pushed my way until I finished that challenge. And when I finished that challenge afterwards, you didn't get to see this either, the big tough Russell. I almost broke down because I was like, man, I just did something that I just knew I couldn't do. I knew I couldn't finish this challenge, and I just did. It is a feeling that I hope each and every one of you get to feel one day. The achievement of doing something that you knew that you just couldn't do is a great moment in your life. So we see Natalie finishing the challenge and then breaking down. She broke down because she knew what she just did. Like, in her mind, it was so hard, and she's a tough girl. She's a beast. She could do that challenge all day long, outside the game, probably with full nutrients in her body. She might have trouble. She might not have been able to. But it's different when you're in the game of Survivor. And she did it, and she completed it, and that's why she broke down. Because she just did something that, in her mind, she was probably thinking, well, you kept hearing her say, I can do this, I can do this. Because your mind's telling you to stop. Your body's telling you to stop. Your heart is keeping you going. Same thing with Amber. I give it up for Amber. She has 4 kids. And I don't know how many kids Danny has, but she obviously has kids because she said it's harder than childbirth. That should tell you something right there. You see Amber breaking down. Why does she break down? Because she just achieved something that was amazing. Now, Ethan, he shut down. His body shut down. While I was watching it, I was taking notes for my after show. And I put super dangerous. And I underlined it before Ethan went down. Because you got to realize how dangerous that is. They don't have anything in their bodies. He could pass out and then all of a sudden come tumbling down the cliff. I can't believe they let him keep going. But he sucked it up. He was comparing it to cancer treatments. Think about that for a second. Guys, what they just did was the hardest thing I've ever seen. By far. And you see people comparing it to having a baby and comparing it to having cancer and the treatments. You can get through that. You can get through that. This. It's like life is hard sometimes. And when you achieve things that you didn't think you can achieve, it's great moments in your life. So I'm seeing some of these YouTubers or people that talk about Survivor, some of these podcasts talk about, oh, that segment was too long. And then you see other people that's played the game talk about it, how amazing. You watch Johnny's YouTube and you hear Matt talking about how crazy. It's just crazy. It's an amazing accomplishment. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to go ahead and give the Russell Crown to all 4 of them, because I couldn't believe what I was watching. I thought somebody was going to quit. And when I'm watching these YouTubers say, one in particular, and I'm sure they watch this show and know that I'm talking about them, saying that it should have been 5 minutes, or that moment was amazing. That was the best moment this season. That 15 minutes that they just showed, to me, was the best moment in the season thus far. And I loved every second of it. I loved it so much I just watched it again with my child to show him, look what they just did. Because I tell him, you can be better. You can be better what you think. And anything we do, we can be better at. You think you can't lose weight. Yes, you can. You think you can't get up and start walking and doing things because you're getting too old. That's a lie. You can be better than you think. If you only put your mind to it, put your heart in it, you can do anything. You can accomplish anything. You get up off your butt, you start walking forward, and you accomplish it. And that's what we just watched with our own eyes. So you can take that and bring it into real life. And it's the same. You just have to work hard at it. It's inspiring. So I wanted to talk about that right off the bat. So we won't talk about them. I'm going to break down each player. I usually go in order, but we've already talked about Natalie, Ethan, Amber, and Danny. They get the Russell Crown. For obviously, they get the Russell Crown for that achievement. So we're going to go with Tony. And Tony is still doing his thing. I think Tony's playing a good game. I think him trying to get rid of trying not to get rid of Tyson was a great move. I thought about giving Tony, before I assessed everything, the Russell Crown, but then I'm like, well, his move didn't work because he wanted to keep Tyson. They got rid of Tyson, so that strategic plan didn't work for him. So somewhere along the line, he lost some points on that. But he's still playing hard. Wendell, we're watching Wendell. Wendell's doing an amazing job. He's still, we don't see much of him. We don't see much of any of these people on this side. We got to see a little bit this season because they finally go to tribal council with that challenge. I don't know how that happened, how they lost that challenge, but they did. We finally see Nick. Let's talk about Nick for a little while. Finally see Nick, not in a good light. So Nick all of a sudden blew the challenge. Then they want to get rid of him. We don't see much of Wendell. Kim, same thing. I think she's an amazing player, but we don't see much of Kim anymore either. I'm going to try to breeze through these and talk about the people that they showed a lot in the episode. Sophie. Not much going on there with Sophie. I think she's trying to be that character. The first episode we seen her say that she's you giving the idol to the devil. I don't think that's her. So maybe she gets back into her game and plays how she should. Sarah. It's Tony and Sarah. They still close. They're pretty close. And we really don't see much. Even they go to tribal, we don't see much happening at tribal. All they talk about at tribal is being starstruck. Like, rewatch it. We don't see much of what's going on even at tribal. So, you have Tyson he's always in trouble. And he's been playing pretty hard because he seems like he's on the outs, and he is. And he goes to Sandra, and Sandra's like, as long as it's not me. As long as it's not me. Sandra does her thing. If she keeps that strategy, then she'll go a long way, as long as it's not me. But she won't. She'll change and start trying to play the game. And started making big moves and to show people she knows how to play, show people that she thinks she's the queen. And then you'll see Sandra go home. So Sandra gets what she wants. She wants Tyson. My last prediction, I said Sandra and Tyson would be after each other. Sandra and Tyson was after each other. And I thought that Tyson would win that battle. He did not. I was wrong. Sandra wins that battle. Tyson goes home. Yule, again, we don't see much what's going on. They just all get together. They make their decision. They took so much time with the Edge of Extinction thing that we didn't get to see a lot of what, talk. But I think it was necessary. I'm glad they did it. I loved every second of it, and I want to tell CBS, great job. I loved it. Okay, on the other side, we have Natalie that's at Edge of Extinction. Man, that girl is a beast. And my predictions before the game started, she's a beast. Realize what she's doing now. Realize that she has 3 tokens, right? She's just got another one. Let's say she gets 3 more, or 2 more. 2 more tokens. She could literally use 3 tokens on an advantage for the challenge, which she probably don't need, and she can use 3 tokens on an idol that gives her an idol when she gets back into the game after she wins with that advantage. She'll have an idol just in case she ain't part of the group that she can use to submit some sort of alliance. So she's in a super good spot. People didn't like Edge of Extinction. I like it. Last year they didn't do it this way. The tokens are making it to where it's fun to watch. They're part of the season. They're part of the game right now. And I don't know. People were saying don't bring it back. I like it. I really do. And I think a lot of people are starting to see those tokens are making Edge of Extinction fun to watch. Okay, we have Rob. Rob again. Everybody's like, why don't you get rid of Rob? They killed that challenge. Rob came back, did the puzzle. Nick lost control. It's like they wasn't even halfway finished when Rob and them finished. And the challenge with Adam and Parvati, that was kind of fun to watch. First, we'll talk about Rob a little bit. Rob tells Adam, he's like, Adam wants to keep his mouth shut, right? Then Rob's trying to use some strategic play to tell Jeremy, hey, he's talking to us. He's talking to us again. Now, you got to realize, we have 6 days before they go. Well, depending on when they told him that, at least 3 days till the next time they go to Tribal. So, everybody's like, oh, that's a great move by Rob, which it is. It's only Rob and Parvati, so he has to make some move. But you better believe that Michelle and Jeremy are going to go ask Adam, hey, did you do this? And Adam's going to be like, man, no way. So then they're going to have to believe, who we believe, Rob or we believe Adam? I think Rob is trying to, I don't think that move would have worked. I wanted them to go to Tribal so I could see it, because when he did it, I'm like, that's not going to work, because they're going to go ask Adam. They're talking to him all the time. So let's see if it works. I don't think it's going to work. So I want them to lose to see if I would have been right. They won. I guess we ain't going to see, because you've seen, if you watch the extra thing afterwards, you see them handing out buffs. So we're probably going to have a tribe swap. That's going to be fun too. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Now, we have Ben. Ben's, we didn't see much of Ben as well. Ben's, right now, he's trying to play a good game. We see Adam going to Ben, going to all of them, and Ben doesn't trust Adam. Adam's trying to work harder on camp now. Man, that boy is trying. I'm telling you, at least he's trying to make moves. Yes, it was a bad move last episode 3, but at least he's trying. Now he knows, I'm going to work harder around camp. I'm going to talk to everybody. I'm going to do what I have to do to try to get in everybody's good graces again. Ben's not buying it. And I'm going to tell you right now, Michelle's in control of this game. She's talking to Rob for a little while, and she worries about her last season she won. Everybody thought it was flawed, that she didn't deserve to win, and she's trying to prove a point. I believe she's proving that point right now, and I think that she's more in control than we're actually seeing, because she tells Jeremy things, and I think that she's in control of this game. We're just not seeing a lot of it at this point. I watch some secret scenes, and I see her telling Jeremy what to do, telling them what to do. I think her and Jeremy are definitely in control, but I think ultimately she's in control. So, Ben, not much of anything. Denise has an idol. So, about to see a tribe swap. Is it going to help her? Is she going to get voted out with an idol in her pocket? Hey, that's a move for Adam. Now that if they tribes and Adam can be like, she has an idol, you know. On the other side, he can tell them, like, there's secrets now that can be told. And I don't know if he'll do that, but it's a good move. Parvati, we see Parvati staying with Rob, doing like she plays. She did the same thing when she played in Heroes versus Villains. And then we've seen him on this challenge, right? We see Parvati do it. She misses, which, hey, I'm telling you, the challenges over there are tough. They're hard. She couldn't catch it. Then Adam, which is probably my height. I don't know. It would have been funny watching me do it. It would have sure been funny watching. I was like, man, they named the bench. They finally named the bench after Sandra. The Sandra bench. The sit-out Sandra bench. That's the new name for the bench. The queen of Survivor, 2-time winner. We got a sit-out Sandra bench, and she's proud of it. We're going back to Sandra, back and forth. I get it. But as things, I like to flow, right? And I'm sure you can tell. And as things come on my mind, I spit it out. Just like that. So now we have, like I said, Parvati and Adam doing the challenge. And Adam keeps missing. And the last one. And then it was Adam, then Parvati, Adam, Parvati. Then it became Adam, 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 Adam. What happened to Parvati, right? She decided not to do it no more. You know, so I guess it was too far, and she was like, I can't do it. So, which I think she should have at least tried, because it would have gave Adam a little bit more rest instead of going back and back and back. So I don't know why she did that. And then they came back, and I thought it was over, the challenge. But they came back, man. They came back and they beat them. It was an amazing challenge, and they won because of Rob. So the first 2 challenges he did, he looked terrible. Went to puzzle challenges. This challenge, puzzle challenge, he looked amazing. So he did a good job with that. I'm enjoying the season. I really am. So I think that the hype with the season. Now, they were like Heroes versus Villains type hype, like it was going to be just as good as Heroes versus Villains. When I ain't just saying that because I was on it, you look at all the polls all over the place. Everybody says that it's the #1 season out there. I don't think that's arguably a problem. If you think it is, then comment below. Tell me your favorite season. But it's overwhelmingly a lot of people's favorite season. And this one, it's good. It's not Heroes versus Villains good yet. I could see it getting to that point. We're about to see the merge happen. I mean, not the merge, the swap. When the swap happens, I think everybody's waiting to see if Rob and Sandra get the same buff. Now, if Rob and Sandra get the same buff, realize now that Sandra took out his wife. So, and they both going to be after each other. That is what I want to see. Please draw the same buff. Rob and Sandra, please be on the same team so we can watch this magic happen. All right, guys. That's all I have. I wanted to go through this pretty quick. I talked just like they did, Survivor. I talked a lot about the Edge of Extinction, epic challenge. So I hope you keep watching. Subscribe if you're interested in me keep doing these things. Subscribe, like it, hit that notification bell so you can be notified. And I got episode, I don't know if it's next Wednesday, but not next Wednesday, but Wednesday after that, and then the next Wednesday following that Wednesday. I should have the dates in my hand, but I don't. My son has a track meet, and then he has his district meet on Wednesday. I won't be going live until right after his show, until the next day. I apologize for that, but my son, it's more important to me to go to that meet than it is to do these things here. I'll be blogging, but that's only for my patrons. You can check that out down below. Check out my Patreon page. They see a lot of things. I go on there, I blog, I do different things. I talk to them personally. We talk on the phone. I'm real close with a lot of them guys. Half of them have my number. Check out my Patreon page below. Check out my new got t-shirts in. T-shirts, check them out. The Russell Hant Show t-shirts got some different designs. Check that out, and I hope you guys keep watching. I'm having fun doing this, and Keep hope alive.